The factory floor hums with the steady rhythm of machinery. Ethan Mercer wipes sweat from his brow as he monitors the assembly line, making minor adjustments to ensure everything runs smoothly. The other workers move with practiced efficiency, a testament to years of experience. Brad Turner's booming laugh cuts through the industrial noise as he walks through the factory floor with two shareholders. He's dressed in an immaculate suit that costs more than what most workers make in a month. And this is where the magic happens, gentlemen. Though I wouldn't call it magic, just good old American ingenuity running a Canadian operation. Brad spots Ethan adjusting a machine and smirks. "Mercer, come over here. Show our investors what a lifetime on the factory floor looks like." Ethan approaches, wiping his hands on a rag. The shareholders nod politely. Ethan here has been with us for, 15 years now? Still at the same position. That's loyalty for you are, or lack of ambition. Am I right? Brad laughs and the shareholders offer uncomfortable chuckles. "Actually, sir, I've been developing a new calibration technique that could reduce our material waste by nearly 8%. Brad's smile freezes. "Always the daydreamer, Mercer. Why don't you stick to what you know?" He turns to the shareholders. "Let me show you something actually worth your time, eh?" Our new automated section. As they walk away, Brad calls over his shoulder. "Remember, Mercer. Some people are meant to lead, others to follow. Know your place." Ethan watches them go, his expression calm despite the humiliation. A younger worker approaches. "How do you take that?" "Patience," Ethan says. "It's just noise." In his modest apartment that evening, Ethan sits at a small desk covered with financial reports, business journals, and company documents. His laptop screen displays the factory's quarterly earnings used numbers that would surprise Brad if he knew Ethan had access to them. The phone rings. Ethan answers. "Hello, Mr. Takahashi. Yes, I've reviewed the prospectus." He listens intently. "I agree. The parent company is over-leveraged. Their acquisitions last year were poorly timed." Ethan pulls up another document. "Their debt-to-equity ratio is concerning. If interest rates shift even slightly," he nods. "Exactly. They'll be looking to offload assets within 6 months." A notification pops up on his laptop, an invitation to Brad's annual Leadership Excellence Party at his lakeside mansion. Ethan smiles wryly and closes it. "No, Mr. Takahashi, I won't be attending. I have more important matters to focus on. By the way, have you considered what we discussed last month? The opportunity might present itself sooner than we anticipated." Next day, Brad strides through the office area adjacent to the factory floor. "I didn't see you at my party last night, Mercer. Too busy with your little cost-saving schemes?" "I had prior commitments, sir." "Prior commitments," Brad mimics. "Like, what? Clipping coupons?" He gestures around the factory. "This is why I drive a Maserati and you take the bus. Priorities, Mercer, networking, vision." Ethan nods politely. "I appreciate the advice, sir." "I'm sure you do. Now we need to rush an order for Westbrook. Forget your regular schedules." "We need all hands on this. But sir, if we interrupt the Johnson order, we'll miss their deadline and lose who?" Brad cuts him off. "Who's the boss here, Mercer? Just do as you're told." 3 months later, the factory floor is tense. Rumors of financial troubles have spread after the Johnson contract was lost. Brad has called fewer meetings, and when he does appear, his usual bravado seems forced. Ethan makes a call during his lunch break, speaking quietly. "Yes, Ms. Wong. The quarterly reports confirm it. The parent company is preparing to divest." He listens. "I have the figures ready. My offer will be competitive but reasonable. They're desperate for liquidity." Later that week, Brad summons Ethan to his office. For once, he's not smiling. "The workers are talking, Mercer, saying we're in trouble. You wouldn't be spreading rumors, would you?" "No, sir. But people notice things. The canceled orders, postponed maintenance, Inventory shortages. Brad leans forward, suddenly serious. Listen to me. This is temporary. We're making strategic adjustments. Of course, sir, though if management considered the efficiency proposal I submitted last year, still with your proposals. Brad slams his hand on the desk. This is why you'll never move up, Mercer. You don't understand the big picture. You're just a worker. That's all you'll ever be. Ethan nods. You might be right, sir. That evening, Ethan meets with a group of investors at a small restaurant downtown. Mr. Takahashi, Ms. Wong, and several others listen as he outlines his plan. Turner has driven the factory to the brink, Ethan explains, but the fundamentals are sound. With proper management and the efficiency measures I've developed, we could turn it around within a year. Ms. Wong studies the business plan. And you're certain the parent company is selling? The announcement goes public next week, but we need to move now. The following Monday, Brad storms onto the factory floor. His face is flushed with anger. Production meeting. Everyone now. The workers gather nervously as Brad paces. Corporate has informed me that due to strategic restructuring, this facility is being put up for sale. He spits the words out. This is temporary. I've already reached out to my contacts. We'll have a buyer who recognizes our value. A worker raises his hand. What happens to our jobs? That depends on the buyer, but I'll be fighting for all of you, Brad says, not quite meeting anyone's eyes. This factory is nothing without my leadership team. After the meeting, Ethan makes several calls. His final one is to his bank. Yes, I'd like to liquidate my entire portfolio, all of it, and the property investments as well. 2 weeks later, the factory is buzzing with speculation. Different corporate suits have been touring the facility. Accompanied by an increasingly desperate-looking Brad, Ethan sits in a downtown law office, signing a thick stack of documents. Mr. Takahashi and Ms. Wong sit beside him, along with several others representing their investment pool. Congratulations, Mr. Mercer, the lawyer says. As of 9 a.m. tomorrow, you are officially the majority owner of North Star Manufacturing. Ethan looks at the signed papers. Thank you all for your trust. I won't let you down. Ms. Wong smiles. We believe in your vision, Ethan. Now go show that American what Canadian ingenuity really looks like. With pleasure, Ethan replies, carefully placing the ownership documents in his briefcase. The factory floor is unusually quiet the next morning. Workers exchange confused glances as an unfamiliar town car pulls into the executive parking spot. Brad's spot. Ethan steps out, dressed not in his usual work clothes but in a simple, well-tailored suit. He nods to the security guard who does a double-take. Morning, Jim. Beautiful day, isn't it? Inside, Ethan walks through the factory floor. His colleagues stare in confusion. Some whisper. A few approach with questions, but Ethan just smiles. There's a company-wide meeting at 10. All will be explained then. In the administrative section, Brad's assistant Caroline looks up in surprise as Ethan approaches her desk. Morning, Caroline. Is Brad in yet? Yes, but he's very busy with the sale proceedings. He said not to be disturbed. That's all right. He'll want to see me. Ethan moves toward the office door. Caroline jumps up. You can't go in there. Mr. Turner specifically, yeah. Ethan turns, his voice gentle but firm. It's okay, Caroline. Trust me. He knocks once and enters. Brad is on the phone, feet up on his desk. He looks up, irritated. Mercer? What the hell? I'm on an important call. I think you should hang up, Brad. We need to talk. Brad's face reddens. Who do you think you are? Get back to your station before he... Before you what? Ethan places his briefcase on the desk and opens it. Fire me? Brad stands up, furious. Whoever's on the line, I'll call you back. He slams the phone down. You've worked here long enough to know how things work, Mercer. This little stunt ends your career here. Pack your things. Ethan removes a document from his briefcase and places it on the desk. "I think you should look at this first." Brad snatches the paper, glancing at it dismissively, then freezes. He looks up at Ethan, then back at the paper. "This is some kind of joke." It's not. As of 9 o'clock this morning, I am the majority owner of North Star Manufacturing. The consortium I represent has purchased the factory from the parent company. Ethan's voice remains calm. "Which means, effectively, I'm now your boss." Brad laughs, but it sounds hollow. "Come on, Mercer. A factory worker? You couldn't afford to buy a machine, let alone the whole factory." You'd be surprised what 15 years of smart investing can do, especially when you live modestly and pay attention to market trends. Ethan gestures to the document. It's all there, signed, notarized, and completely legal. Brad's laughter dies as he flips through the pages. His hands begin to tremble slightly. This isn't possible. You're just a worker." "That's where you've always been wrong, Brad. I was never just a worker. I was learning, watching, planning." Brad's face contorts with anger. "You sneaky son of A.M." "Careful," Ethan interrupts. "That's no way to speak to your boss." Brad slams the papers down. "This won't stand. I have connections. The board knows me." The board approved the sale unanimously. They were quite impressed with our business plan. Ethan sits down across from Brad. "Particularly the efficiency. Protocols you've been rejecting for years. This is absurd. I've run this factory for a decade. And in that decade, productivity has fallen by 17%. 3 major clients have left. Staff turnover is at an all-time high." Ethan leans forward. "Did you think no one would notice?" Brad stands up, pointing a shaking finger. "You orchestrated this. You've been undermining me." "No, Brad. You did this to yourself. Every time you mocked an employee's suggestion, every time you put your ego before the company's welfare, every time you took credit for others' work. I built this place. No, we built it. The people you call just workers built it, and now we're going to fix it." Brad straightens his tie, attempting to regain composure. "Fine. You've made your point. Let's discuss my role in the new structure. I assume you'll want to keep my expertise." Ethan stares at him for a long moment. "That won't be necessary." "What? You're fired, Brad." Brad laughs in disbelief. "You can't fire me. This factory needs me. My contacts, my clients, Your clients have been leaving for years, and the ones who stayed did so despite you, not because of you." Ethan opens a folder. "Here's your severance package. It's generous, more generous than you deserve. This is ridiculous. I won't accept this." Brad slams his fist on the desk. "That's your choice. But security is waiting to escort you out. You have 30 minutes to collect your personal belongings." Brad's face pales. "You can't do this. You're nothing without me." "That's where you're wrong again." Ethan stands up. "We've always been everything without you. We just couldn't show it." Brad's shoulders slump suddenly. "The Maserati, the lake house, my lifestyle. All financed by company money that should have gone to improvements and employee benefits. The board was quite interested in that information. You'll regret this, Mercer. When this place fails, it won't, because unlike you, I understand what makes a business work. People." Ethan walks to the door. It was never the executive office that made this factory successful. It was the floor. It was always the floor. Brad stands frozen, his world collapsing around him. "I never thought, a worker. That was your mistake." Ethan pauses at the door. "Turns out being just a worker teaches you more about business than being a boss ever could." He walks out, leaving Brad staring at the empty chair that was once his throne. Caroline looks up, questions in her eyes. "Caroline, Please call security to assist Mr. Turner with his departure. Then gather everyone in the main hall. It's time for that company meeting. And the factory floor has been transformed into a meeting space. Workers stand nervously, whispering among themselves as Ethan steps onto a small platform. Good morning, everyone. I'm sure you've all heard rumors about the sale of the factory. Those rumors are true. He pauses. North Star Manufacturing has indeed been sold to us. Confused murmurs spread through the crowd. With the help of several strategic investors who believe in the potential of this facility and its people, I've acquired majority ownership of North Star. Ethan smiles at the shocked faces. And the first order of business is change. A worker calls out, "What about our jobs?" Your jobs are secure. In fact, I'm announcing an immediate 10% raise for all floor workers, effective next pay period. The crowd erupts in surprised cheers. For too long, this factory has operated under the belief that success comes from the top down. Today, that changes. We're implementing a new management structure that values input from every level. Ethan gestures to a stack of blue folders on a nearby table. In those folders, you'll find the efficiency proposals many of you have submitted over the years, or on proposals that were rejected or ignored. We'll be reviewing all of them. The workers exchange glances, hope beginning to replace uncertainty. I was one of you yesterday. I'll remain one of you today, even as owner. My office door will always be open. Every idea will be heard, because this is our company now. A slow applause begins, growing into a thunderous ovation. As it dies down, Ethan raises his hand. One more thing. On your way out, you'll each receive a document detailing our new profit-sharing program. Because if this company succeeds, everyone who contributes to that success should benefit. He smiles. Now, let's get back to work. We have a factory to transform. As the crowd disperses, energized and talking excitedly, Ethan watches Brad being escorted out, carrying a single box of personal items. Their eyes meet briefly. Brad looks away first. 6 months later, the factory floor is busier than ever. New equipment hums efficiently. The break room has been renovated. A large board displays production numbers alongside worker suggestions and their implementation. Status. Ethan walks through, stopping to talk with workers, examining products, making notes. He still spends most days on the floor, though he now has an office upstairs, IDQ, Brad's old office, remodeled to remove the ostentation. Caroline approaches, with a tablet. The quarterly numbers are in, profits up 22%, productivity up 31%, and employee retention is at 97%. Thank you, Caroline, and the Johnson contract. They've doubled their order and want to discuss exclusivity. Ethan nods. Set up the meeting, and make sure the development team is there. Their innovations made this possible. She smiles. Already done. Oh, and there's something else. She hands him a newspaper clipping. Thought you might find this interesting. The guy. Headline reads, Former factory executive files for bankruptcy, Lake House in foreclosure. Ethan reads it quickly, then hands it back. File it away. That's not our concern anymore. He walks to the center of the factory floor and looks around. Workers call out greetings. Some wave. There's an energy that never existed before. Sense of ownership and pride. Ethan thinks back to Brad's words. Some people are meant to lead, others to follow. He had been right, in a way. But what Brad never understood was that true leadership isn't about position or power. It's about respect earned through understanding. Understanding that can only come from the ground up. The factory continues. Its rhythm, stronger than ever, proof that sometimes the most qualified person to run a company is the one who built it with their hands.